moving forward. Choosing a high school is a really big deal, and we want to make sure that you have time to get all of this information, and then we have more opportunities for you too as well. We are recording tonight's meeting so that you can refer back to it or share it. So if you don't want your camera on while you are watching the presentation, feel free to turn your camera off. What we're really proud about with Tinker Verde High School is we are truly the most innovative high school in Southern Arizona. I'm going to show you so many of the endeavors and the programs that we're doing to ensure that our students have the top opportunities to be ready for post-high school life. We are a top-ranked high school in Arizona. We have no tuition. We actually also just found out that we are in the top 3% of school districts and high schools in all of the United States on most recent state math and performance. So even during a pandemic, our students were showing tremendous growth and achievement. And we're really proud that we do not have that learning gap that so many families were rightfully worried about. Our students are excelling and they're able to show that growth at a national level, which is incredible. And we're really, really proud of our teachers and our students. We have a really unique partnership with the University of Arizona Honors College we're going to tell you more about, where our students beginning next year will be able to, with our partnership, be able to get automatic admission into the University of Arizona Honors College, which is becoming a hot ticket. It is an incredible honors college, and the opportunities that the University of Arizona has pursued are incredible. We're really excited about those opportunities for our students to start working on their honors college career while they're still in high school and get to travel and partner with world-class university professors. We're also going to tell you a lot about our pathways at Tinker Verde High School. We have unique four-year plans that are really designed to help students think about what they want to do when they graduate from high school. And when you go on a tour with me, if you've already gone on a tour with me, you're going to have that opportunity where you hear me ask, what are you passionate about? What are you interested in? And we know that that might change with students, and we hope it does. We hope students have that opportunity to really be thoughtful and try new things, but we really want to make sure that we're not just giving them a high school diploma. That's not acceptable. We want to make sure we are giving them opportunities to think about what they want to do when they graduate from high school, what careers they're interested in, what the appropriate pathway to prepare for those careers is, always, as well as some resources and knowledge of what to do when you change your mind, because that also happens, especially in our early 20s, even later on. And those pathways are really tailored towards STEM careers. So we have really unique four-year plans for different careers in science, technology, medical, engineering, mathematics. We have a liberal arts pathway, including helping our students who are interested in law, and psychology, languages, humanities areas. We also have a performance and design pathway, and then as well as that honors college pathway. We also have 7 specific career and technical education options you're going to hear about tonight. Our students are able to start getting certifications in high school and have hands-on experience to apply their core classes into some really unique electives that just don't exist around the city. Tinker Verde High School students' advanced placement scores are amongst the highest in the state, and in some cases the nation. And we're really proud that students can pick and choose which advanced placement classes make the most sense for them. They don't have to take a scripted curriculum, and we really work with them on what is the best for that student and their goals. We have an incredible college and career staff. You'll get to hear from one of them tonight. We have fewer than 250 students per counselor. At a state level, it's closer to 500, and at a national level, sadly, that statistic is also much higher. So we're proud of the individualized attention students have. Our class sizes are anywhere from 21 to 25, in some cases significantly lower than that. We really prioritize our students' health and well-being, from things as simple as our school day starts at 9 and we get out at 3. We know that students need to sleep, and teenagers are more apt to sleep in than they certainly are to go to bed early. And so those are some really important ways to ensure that our students' health is protected. And then, of course, we're going to share our 20 million and growing and new construction and enhancements that we have on our campus. There's some really, truly exciting things to be seeing on our campus. Go ahead. So what do students really enjoy at Tinkerverde High School? This top picture, I really love one of our graduates from last year who during halftime grabbed his trumpet and his hat and he ran off the football field and ran back on with the marching band. And I think this really, really symbolizes that students can have it all at Tinkerverde High School. We really want them to have a balanced life where they can do more than one activity, where they can really pursue multiple passions. And I think that takes a lot of adults on campus that value a well-rounded student, a lot of coaches and band directors that don't have an ego and say, hey, we really want students to be able to have the best of all worlds, and really that flexibility with teachers so that students really have those opportunities. You'll also see that we have lots of opportunities on our site for students to serve. Service learning and giving back to our community are huge components of our school, and we try to give as many of those opportunities as possible. And even though we are a small school, we still have those big school programs and opportunities through a robust athletic department, a huge fine arts program, individualized support, expansive advanced and honors classes, as well as a lot of CTE and clubs. And those are at the numbers that we're going to share that we have these opportunities. It's reflective of a much larger high school typically, and for us to have only 715 students and be able to staff and provide all of these programs, it is really tremendous. Working hard and being smart is cool here. And you're going to meet some of those very cool students that are smart and work very hard and are very involved in school and are quite beloved by their peers. We do have award-winning teachers. The last month we were notified that actually our chemistry teacher, Dr. Georgina Zreda, is the top performing high school chemistry teacher in the state right now. And so statistically speaking, ASU and the Helios Foundation have been tracing high school students for the past 10 years. And if you have taken chemistry at Tinkerverde High School in the past 10 years, you are statistically more likely to get an A or a B in college chemistry than any other high school in the entire state. And so we're so proud that that's our teacher. We have outstanding clubs and every interest you can possibly imagine. And if an interest is not represented, we allow students to start their own club and we support that, as well as our spectacular fine arts programs. Okay. I think my recording. There we go. Okay, so what's to love about this amazing school? I gave you kind of a summary again, but again, we have our state ranked athletics. We just came off the fall season where all 4 of our athletic teams this fall went to the state tournament, including a non-athletic team, but our chess team also just got off of competing in the state tournament. Our award-winning fine arts programs. You can see some pictures here of our band, but we also have theater, stagecraft, studio arts, AP art history, choir, orchestra, jazz band, drumline, and color guard, and then over 20 million in new classrooms, outdoor spaces, and our 18,000 square foot 2-story student union, which we're going to move into in just a few weeks. All right, at this time, I'd really love to introduce one of our seniors, Maggie Colombo, and she's going to talk about her 12th grade experience and what she really loves about Tinkerverde High School.
Hi, I'm Maggie, and I am the student body president at Tinkerverde. I'm a senior this year, and I have some pictures to just kind of introduce myself. So, as I said, I'm in Stuco, and in Stuco, we're part of the Chick-fil-A Leader Academy, which is just a program through Chick-fil-A where we are taught leadership, and we also are taught the impact through action. And so I had those top 2 pictures are from Chick-fil-A, but I'm also a swimmer on our high school swim team and a club team. And so I have some pictures from swim. If you can go to the next slide, Mr. Shingler. So then here I have all of our senior resources. So first we have Mr. Shingler. He's our college and career counselor. I don't know how seniors did it before we had Mr. Shingler because he helps us a lot. He helps us with college applications, scholarships, resumes. And then for kids who don't plan on going to college, he also helps with our careers. And so he helps me. I wanted to apply to some really big UC schools. And so he helped me divide my applications out because they're so big and helped me write everything and plan it all out. And then we also have college fairs. And so we have colleges and reps come and we can talk to them and ask questions and get a better idea of where we want to go for college. And then we have our counselors. And they also help with our applications, our scholarships, and our resumes. Just last week, they posted an announcement saying that they were during lunch, like helping any student who needed any help or had any questions. And then we also have our Google Classroom for our classes for when we plan to graduate. So we have a class of 2023 Google Classroom, and they post announcements and opportunities like volunteer opportunities or even job opportunities. And then we have senior meetings where we learn about all our upcoming events before graduation, and they just tell us what we have to get done before we can graduate. And then student council, we are currently planning our senior sunrise, and then we also have our senior sunset coming up later on in the year. We also have an overnight graduation lock-in, which is I think the first one we've ever done. And so we're going to have, after graduation, a bus takes the graduates to golf and stuff, and they have all these planned events there with like a DJ and music and food. And so we just get to spend the night there because Sislak said that graduation is actually a very dangerous night, I think, for students because people are just very excited and they just make bad decisions. So that's something that'll keep us safe, but also very fun. And then we also plan all of our proms and our dances through student council, like homecoming, winter formal, and prom.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. And yes, Maggie's right. So we recognize that grad night is one of the most dangerous nights of the year nationwide for our seniors. And so we are really excited that we have a very involved parent association. And we said, luckily, we have not had any of our students in harm's way, but we want to give them a fun way to celebrate that's safe. And we're so lucky to be part of a community that's planning something this exciting. This time I'd like to introduce our Coach of the Year extraordinaire, Mr. Porter Olstadt, to talk a little bit about the athletic experience and those opportunities in our athletics.
Thank you, Dr. Sislak. Hi, everyone. My name is Porter Olstad. I am the varsity swim coach at Tanque Verde High School, as well as a special education teacher in the math department. Our program is pretty unique in the sense that we had the ability this year and the last couple of years to participate in unified sports to where we had students with disabilities competing with their non-disabled peers. And that kind of goes along with everything that we have on our team. We had 38 students come out for the swim team this year, 13 of which were freshmen and 3 of them had never swum before. It's really something that the athletic department has completely encompassed, is a lot of our sports are no-cut programs. And this is something that is just incredible for a high school experience, being able to get involved in something that you maybe never thought you could or never thought you would have an opportunity to. There's a lot of different opportunities throughout our school and throughout the high school experience that kids at Tanque Verde get that they wouldn't if they went to a different school. We just finished our state competition. We finished 6th overall combined, boys and girls. We've got 1 state champion and a girls relay that placed 4th and broke 2 team records this year. So there's a lot of success that we've found and a lot of happy kids, but it's really, I think one of the most humbling things that happened for me as a coach this year was I had probably 5 or 6 coaches come and talk to me, and not one of them talked to me about what our swimmers did in the pool. It was about the way that they congratulated everyone and cheered for everyone, and kind of, you know, no matter who's the fastest or the slowest, these kids are out there giving everybody a pat on the back and cheering for everybody. So it's something that is really a testament to how great our community is and how it's going to continue to grow. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. So our fall sports are swim, volleyball, football, and cross country. And we're getting ready to head into basketball and soccer season. But we would be remiss without introducing you to our state champion this year, Mr. Nick Kusan, who is a junior. And so we thought we'd have him jump on. Maggie is also one of our athletes, but we really wanted to have Nick talk a little about his perspective as a student athlete. He also plays tennis and talking to you about his academic and athletic journey.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Kusan, and like Dr. Sislak said, I'm here to talk about my experience as a student athlete at Tanque Verde High School. I'm currently enrolled in a lot of challenging courses at our school that includes dual enrollment chemistry. I think that's an amazing class because we get to participate in a lot of outreach events as a part of our chem club organization. Like most recently, during the middle of the swim season, as a part of chem club, we went to Tanque Verde Elementary School and we helped demonstrate the chemistry behind slime making to all the elementary students. And that was a really enjoyable experience. And then, like Dr. Sislak said, I participate in swimming and tennis outside of the classroom. I've been on the swim team since I was a freshman, and I've had amazing success. Every day at swim practice, my coach and teammates motivate me to get better. And they also make the experience super fun and engaging. Everyone on the team has an amazing sense of pride for Tanque Verde, and I really love that. I really enjoyed getting to swim against my friends from other schools and everyone just getting along and it being a great time. The swim meets are super fun. Everyone's encouraging. Everybody's cheering for everybody, even for people on the other team. And there is plenty of dancing. And then during the tennis season, which is later in the year, the team is also super encouraging and fun. I joined the tennis team as a freshman who had never played tennis before. And the coach on the team was super helpful and motivating. And he helped me get better and he spent extra time with me, and I really appreciated having somebody who believed in me even though I had never played the sport before. And then on that team, I got to see some of my other fellow student athletes succeed even though many of them hadn't ever played tennis before either. I really appreciate how at our school you can be encouraged to go out of your comfort zone even if you're trying something that seems maybe even crazy to some students. And then on that same note, one of the things I value most about Tanque Verde is the school's flexibility. I'm able to participate in multiple sports while also taking on a challenging course load. All of my teachers are super understanding and encouraging of what goes into being a student athlete. Many of my teachers even come out to the swim meets and tennis matches. Some of my teachers even showed up to the state meet in Phoenix this weekend, and I really appreciated that. I even had a teacher adjust the due date because they understood the importance of sleep and the stress that comes with homework during all of these athletic competitions. And I really appreciated that teacher doing that. And then overall, that aspect, the flexibility of Tanque Verde is what means the most to me as a student athlete. And I love how I am free to explore all kinds of different opportunities and be successful in as many as I can. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Nick. I also think for a new tennis player, I'm pretty sure you guys defeated top-ranked South Point and went to the state tournament in tennis too. So pat yourself on the back. But I like that a similar theme has been shared, that there's flexibility, that we don't expect you to be at a pro level when you're 14 years old. We want you to have lots of opportunities to try things. And some things you might not like. Some things you'll find out you'll love, but you never had that opportunity to try it. So we have lots of opportunities for those. I call them safe fails because the worst thing that may happen is that you just learn something about yourself that you don't want to do that again. And sometimes that's just as important as finding out the things you do love. I'm now going to introduce our Assistant Principal of Curriculum Instruction, Mr. Joel Basalia.
Hi, everybody. I am Joel. I think I should probably share with you that here in Tucson, I'm not from Tucson, I'm from Michigan, but here in Tucson, I've taught at Catalina Foothills High School, and then I was an assistant principal and principal at University High School before joining Tanque Verde High School. And I mean, you're trying to decide something that's really, really intense, but really exciting. I have two of my own kids. They're a little younger than yours in this scenario, but the idea that you want to get everything right and want to provide every opportunity to your kids is certainly weighing on you as parents, and hopefully we can help make that easier and help make that exciting for you. I came over from university when I was the principal at University High School because I believed in what Dr. Sislak was doing. I believed in what the staff was doing. I believed in what the students were doing at Tanque Verde High School, and it's played out exactly how I had hoped, where young people can be young people and they can try new things and do really exciting stuff. You can see here that there is a lot to offer. And whether you decide you want to go and do something in the medical field, or you want to do something in the construction field, or anything in between, we have something for you. And it's really exciting because we have really good relationships with colleges and universities that have helped us shape what we offer so that what you take aligns with what they expect you to take. When you leave Tanque Verde High School, you will have the opportunity to do whatever you want and to be really skilled in whatever area it is that you choose to do. You can see on the list, I don't have to repeat everything for you, and I'll go a little deeper into the pathways in just a moment. But the idea that we have made connections and we have people double and triple checking and providing advice on how to get into the schools that you prefer, or the programs that you prefer, or get the experiences while you're in high school that you prefer, is something that we're really proud of. Specifically, we do offer 2 modern languages, in this case, French and Spanish, all the way to the AP level. We'll be moving there in French because we just started that a couple years ago. But this year we'll have many students taking AP Spanish, and you can see there are honors classes, there are AP classes, there are dual enrollment classes, and students are able to graduate from Tanque Verde High School with semesters done in college. That saves you money, that prepares you to move on to more advanced stuff, that allows you to possibly take something in college that you might not have been able to otherwise, a survey or something else that is of high interest to you. So we're really proud of the programming, and we're proud of what continues to be developed in the programs.
Thank you. And I think Mr. Basali shared a little bit of his background. And Mr. Basali and I met at University High School, where I was the assistant principal and then principal for over 8 years. And it's funny because I forget that now, because this is my 3rd year at Tanque Verde, and this feels like this has just been home. And when the opportunity to lead this school with the goals that this school had and the previous success the school already had, this is just such an incredible place of incredible educators and students that I felt the sense of calm and ability to do amazing things here. So we're really, really proud of the humans that are on this campus. And lastly, I want to introduce you to our last student speaker tonight. He's going to talk a little bit about mock trials as well as some other things. So Satu, would you like to jump on?
I would love to. Hello, everyone. My name is Satu Paikos. I am the sophomore class president here at Tanque Verde. And it's just such an honor to be here to talk about such a wonderful school and community that Tanque Verde is. So as you can see on your screen, that is our wonderful mock trial class taught by Mr. Samoy. Now, some of those pictures, I think on the right, those are from past years. And then the ones on the left are just from this past Saturday, where we hosted our little invitational for other students and schools to come in and just practice mock trial and such. So essentially, mock trial is just for us, it's a class, but for most schools, it's a club, which is much better. Instead of getting to train like once a week after school, we get every day before school during a 0 hour. And what we do in mock trial is we learn excellent public speaking skills, and we just put on a fake trial. We are lawyers and witnesses, and we play both roles. So it's just a wonderful class to be a part of. I'll touch on that a little bit later in my little schmeal I have here. But I want to mention just a couple things of what it's like to be a student here at Tanque Verde. And often when I think about the community, I'll go back to my freshman year last year. When we came in, it was kind of the first year back from COVID, still some social distancing things, not 100% back to normal. And on top of that, we had just started construction, so there are fences everywhere. And as a disoriented freshman who didn't know the map too well, having all these things up just got me a bit more confused. But what I really found very unique and very telling was that I could stop any student, any teacher, any staff in the hallway and ask for directions. And they were so kind and caring and gave me those directions or anything I really needed. And that's just those 2 adjectives, kind and caring, really, I think, encapsulate Tanque Verde as a whole. Everyone wants to see you succeed, from your peers, to the administration, to the teachers, to even the lunch staff and custodians who I'll talk to every now and then, or I'll ask how I'm doing or what I'm a part of now. Moreover, there have been so many wonderful opportunities that have been given to me and to a bunch of every other student here on school, whether it be through a club or through a class. And two major ones come to mind for me. So through mock trial, after our big regional tournament in the spring, Mr. Samoy enters everyone into the Optimist Oratorio competition. And through that class and that opportunity Mr. Samoy put me through, I was able to advance all the way to the World Oratorio competition, where they flew me out to St. Louis. And I got to meet so many wonderful peers and students from 7 different countries across the world. So that's one opportunity. And then another one that just came from a teacher, one of many teachers who recognizes the abilities of their students and maybe sees something those students might not, is my freshman government class teacher, Mrs. Chambers, noticed my passion for government and civics, and she found this fellowship called the Equity and Civics Youth Fellowship, and she said, you should apply. And I did, and as a result, I'm now working with 30 other students to improve civic education across the country. Now, those are just 2 of my personal examples, but I have seen so many across from many different students where the staff and the faculty just want to set up a path for your student to succeed and a path to introduce them to things they might not have been interested in before. So there's just so many wonderful clubs and opportunities at Tinker Verde, and it's just such an honor to be a part of this wonderful area in the Tinker Verde Valley. So that's really all I've got. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Satu. And so this mock trial program, I'm glad he was able to chat about it. It's such a big deal for us to have these types of programs where our students can really get their feet wet and try new things and see themselves in different activities and learn about themselves. And even if a student doesn't want to be an attorney or work in law, this is such a great program for students that want to improve their argument, their communication. We joke that if your student likes to argue with you, this would be a great class because they will learn to do it even better. And we're also lucky that our involvement with Student Council, that Satu does our pledge every morning, he does our announcements. I think we have a different theme song to kick off the announcements just about every day. And it is fun that we're able to have that type of student investment in our campus. All right, I'd love to introduce now our famous college and career coordinator, Mr. Shingler.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our information night here. We're going to talk a little bit about the college and career activities. In our college and career section of the school, we have our counselors, myself, Miss Gupser, and Mrs. Freganese, and we all kind of work together to help our students here at Tinker Verde kind of think about what they want to do after they leave high school, right? Whether that is college or whether that is career, in whichever kind of way they're being called to do afterwards. And so what we did at the beginning of the year, and what we'll do every year kind of at the beginning of the year and throughout the year, we'll do graduation class Zoom meetings where we give announcements and we talk a little bit about what to kind of expect for each of those classes for that specific year. So if you're a senior parent, what to expect out of senior year for your student right there. Junior, sophomore, freshman, same thing, so that you're not caught off guard and you kind of have this this idea of what is going to be happening right from the month of August through that month of May right there. And so we do those and we try to front load as much information as possible so that everybody's comfortable kind of with what's going to be going on. And then just as Mr. Bristelia said earlier, is we do work with the pathways as well. And we continue to have these conversations with kids about what they want to do after they leave high school and how to best align their experience here at Tinker Verde with that potential path that they want to take, right? What they want to do afterwards. And so we're consistently talking to kids about what do you want to do and how do we get you there and what would be the best class choice to kind of get you there and let's see if we can, fit this unique kind of class in with your other classes, so you get that cool experience. And so we're working with our students to do that right now. And our freshman class this year was actually our first class that we got to actually get in and explain the pathways to and get them hooked onto the pathways. And so they have an idea about what this is. And it seemed from our meetings that kids really appreciate knowing that, junior year, they're going to take this math class that they're like super looking forward to. And they want to get there already, right? But we have to continue kind of along the path, and just knowing kind of what's ahead, they got really excited for that, right? And so that's a unique thing that, I don't know if another high school in Tucson offers that type of experience for students, or that resource for students to be able to do that. And so we're going to continue to kind of work through our pathways with our incoming students, with the hope that, in 4 years, each one of our graduating class, every single student on Tinker Verde's campus is on a pathway, and has a culminating event at the end of their pathway that they can look back at and be like, wow, I did this really cool internship because I was on this STEM pathway, or, I did this drama play and I was looking forward to that since my freshman year because I knew that I was going to be able to do that. It didn't just surprise me. So we're really, really looking forward to continuing with that. And it's been a good success so far. We also have one-on-one meetings with students to ensure pathways. I think just off the top of my head, in the 3 months that we've been in school, we've hit about 1/3 of our seniors, one-on-one meetings talking about what they want to do after they leave high school. And so, just like Maggie Colombo said before, sitting down with them and going through an individualized plan and saying, yeah, we got to do X, Y, and Z, right? And make sure that you are keeping up with that. And we try to schedule those one meeting and then follow up two weeks at a time to make sure that we're checking back in with them, so that they feel like they're being supported and they're not just kind of guessing at what they have to do. And so kids seem to be really enthused with that support that we've been able to have. And sometimes we don't even feel like we're helping that much. I literally ask kids like, hey, I don't know if I helped you a lot, but I hope that was helpful. And they say, yeah, it was really helpful, just to kind of talk through the process. So that's been really neat. And then we're also planning a couple college fairs each school year. We already had one in the fall, kind of a smaller one with our in-state schools, and we're going to try and plan one for the spring. That's going to be a little bit bigger, have a couple more out-of-state schools, some in-state schools, and then also our military and some careers in that too. So all grade levels are welcome to come to that. I know that we had a couple of younger students that came to that. It was paired with one of our volleyball matches. And so they came to check out volleyball, but they also went to the college fair, and they were able to look at some colleges and be like, oh, in 2 years, it'd be kind of cool to go and see what Purdue University offers, right? So that's a pretty neat thing each semester that we'll do. We are coming up on, well, we are in the middle of FAFSA season right now. And so we are planning a FAFSA night. And then each month we're going to start giving away monthly prize drawings to students that complete their FAFSA. And so as incoming freshmen to Tinker Verde, this is something that you do not have to worry about until you are a senior. But that's something that we do in the college and career universe as well. And then we are in the middle of planning college campus visits. And so we'll take students to different universities in Arizona, and we'll look at what the universities have to offer. And we'll get to see the kids' eyes get really big, kind of envisioning themselves maybe at that university, and what it's like to be on a college university during the day, right? Because most of the time, at least in Arizona, the students don't know that because they're in school during the university hours. They maybe know it from a U of A basketball game or football game, but what does that actually look like during the day? We're trying to give them that experience too. We are starting test prep sessions at the school. We paired with a company called Doorway to College, and they are providing test prep sessions for the PSAT and SAT, and the ACT for Tinker Verde High School here. We just did the PSAT and the SAT one. And then we're doing the ACT one in the spring for all of our juniors, to help increase test scores, but also just get comfortable with those tests, right? Because the ACT is a state test that we use here at Tinker Verde that's a part of our state grade. And so there's evidence out there that shows the more times that kids take these standardized tests, the better that they'll do because they're more comfortable doing those. And so we want to provide all the resources that we can, and the test prep sessions are some of those resources there to help them get comfortable and to improve in those test scores and just feel confident taking those. And just know that those aren't like monsters of tests. Those are just another thing that we kind of have to do, right? And then just like Maggie Colombo said, we did start college application and resume sessions during lunch last week. We had a couple of people stop by, and so we're hoping to increase that as we continue with those throughout the rest of the school year. And then we are kicking around the tires on an internship program that we hopefully will kind of get rolling and get that information out potentially for next school year. But that is something to kind of look forward to maybe in the next 4 years here at Tanque Verde High School. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about ninth grade support as well. So not only do we help kids think about like what do you want to do once you leave high school, and how do we set yourself up for success when you are out of high school, but also how are you setting yourself up for success in high school. And so one of the main things that we do is their freshman year, it can be really intimidating stepping onto a high school campus your first day as a freshman, right? Or your first semester as a freshman, getting used to what this community of high school students looks like and feels like, and where do you fit into that. And so what we do is we try to offer a lot of ninth grade support within the school year in a couple of different ways. One, we have we have a summer welcome program for all of our incoming freshmen right there. Our new student orientation is a great way for freshmen to get onto campus, to meet other freshmen, and to feel welcome to step onto Tanque Verde right there. And so we do that in July as kind of our first step, right? And in that, we have our students here at Tanque Verde actually lead that freshman or that new student orientation right there. So they get to meet their peers that they're going to be potentially taking classes with or seeing on campus, and kind of seeing what that's all about. But also we have plenty of clubs on campus and that work with students throughout the year and create those peer mentoring opportunities right there. And so I know that our NHS club on campus, National Honor Society, they're doing peer tutoring too. And so that's a great way for kids to also just get comfortable on campus, talking to somebody about help for their grades, where maybe they don't quite understand what's going on in class and they can ask one of their peers. And so that's been a pretty cool thing here at Tanque Verde that just started a couple of months ago. And then we've talked about their 4-year plan and their post-high school mentoring previously in the last couple of slides. But just again, we really do believe that each kid, we try to set them up for success as best as we can with those individualized pathways and those individualized plans, and making sure that they aren't surprised when they leave Tanque Verde about what they have to offer as far as skills and to these universities, right, or to their careers. And then one of the unique things too, I know that other high schools have freshman classes that introduce freshmen to what it's like on high school campuses, but I'm going to be honest that I don't think those are super, what's the right word? Super high level. But at Tanque Verde here, I think that our student success class is a really unique class that does some really cool things for our freshmen. And so I taught it a couple of years ago, and I've taught it for a couple of years. And it really is a unique experience for our freshmen to get in and learn life skills such as, how to change a tire. How many high schools can say that they teach every single one of their freshmen how to change a tire, and so that when they're by themselves, on a dark road at 10 o'clock and their tire busts, that they can do that by themselves, right? One of my former students actually emailed me a picture a couple months ago, maybe during the summer, and they said, "Hey, I got a flat tire and I changed it at night." And you can see like they're in a parking garage. And I was like, that is super cool, right? How many high schools get to do that? And so that's part of our curriculum with the student success class. But also, it's like, how are you successful in high school? How are we preparing ourselves to study for tests, right? What does scheduling our classes or our time to kind of fit our busy schedules look like, and how do we do that, right? But one of the biggest things that we do in there too is we just started it this year, is really reflecting and learning how to reflect and how to assess ourselves, both academically and as people, and say, like, these are the things academically that I have a hard time with, right? And what kind of effort am I putting in towards those academic endeavors to help myself find more success, or to grow a little bit in my academics. And then also personally, how am I working within myself to grow as a person in this too? And so we've been doing a lot of work this year, and it's a test run for us, and we're getting some new information and some really cool learning opportunities. But I think that that's going to be a unique thing with that as well. But we get in there and with our freshmen, and we talk about, like I said, school skills, academic skills. How do we do that? Life skills, how to make a budget, right? Like what is actually goes into a monthly budget. And they just did that the last couple of weeks. And one of the things was, how much does your phone actually cost, right? And some kids are totally surprised by that, and they're like, I don't need a phone, I'm going to go with a flip phone now. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's what you said, not going to happen. And so that's a really, really cool thing. We talk about health and nutrition in that class as well. We look at post-secondary education options as well. We do college and career presentations, and we really look at what's the difference between a 2-year school versus a 4-year school. What is the WUI program, and what goes into tuition, what goes into actually applying for college. And this year, we added a section in there for our last section, or our last little unit of the year. It's a capstone project for that class. It's called the CAP project, which is our civics action project, where students are going to get in and they're going to actually look at their community and say, how can I help my community? What kind of impact can I do? And so some of our freshmen last year that did this in our freshman government class, they looked at the school and they said, there's no hooks on the bathroom stalls. It would be really cool to get some hooks there so that we can hook our backpack when using the bathroom. And they went in and installed that. And so those are things that, like, our students can do, and they learn to do within our student success class, and they feel kind of more connected to the high school and prepared for the next 4 years, right? Or the years after that. And so our student success class is really, really neat, and I think it prepares them for a good little future. Our spirit stick competition, that is exactly what it sounds like. It is something that we do at our assemblies and through our spirit weeks, where we just try to get as much spirit within the school as possible. And in the last 3 years, I can definitely tell that the spirit in the school has increased significantly. Our microphone at our last assembly went out for a good 10 minutes, and we were scrambling to get it fixed. And that whole 10 minutes, I don't think that the gym has ever been so loud. People were just cheering, and they were just so excited to kind of be together and to show one of each other up. And the freshmen were a huge part of that as well. But we really believe that, through our 9th grade support program right here, that we set our students up and we teach them what it means to be a Tinker Verde Hawk, and how to kind of pass that on when they're older, and sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And so these are just a couple of things that we do. And we're super excited for hopefully doing them next year with your guys' students. But if you guys have any questions, you can contact us. Dr. Sislak, I'll toss it back off to you.
Thank you. And in the intro, I should have said, if you have any questions along the way, go ahead and throw those in the chat, and then we'll answer them as well. So I'm going to introduce our assistant principal, Mr. Basali, again. He's going to tell you about our CTE programs that we offer on site.
I am back. You got to hear a lot, and there are so many ways that we're helping kids. And now I want to talk a little bit about the specific courses that can come your way if you choose to attend where we are, and why I think it's so dynamic and healthy. And so one of the things that we offer that is really incredible is career and technical education. So this is CTE, or you may have heard of JTED. They do it at a citywide level, and we have these specific programs at our site. So you can see the courses listed here between stagecraft, agri-science, marketing, film and TV, and there are 3 there with asterisks that would allow a 9th grader to participate in those things. And what is really exciting about these is that they help students who think that they are career focused or college bound to be able to engage in the hands-on application of stuff. So if you want to be an engineer, get into precision manufacturing, weld something yourself, put something together. This year, it's unbelievable. We have a new barn that the students have put together. So they first went out with community members and laid the concrete slab. Then they bought the kit and put together the barn. They've also put together a corral. There will be a cow arriving on December 1st that they are going to be able to work with on our campus. 3 cows. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the chat now. 3 cows. And this is all part of the educational experience where we get to that hands-on application. And if all you want to do as a student is CTE, and as long as you meet the graduation requirements and move on into a career, or move on into a certification that will provide you a career, then we are perfect for you. Also, if all you want to do are academics, we're perfect for you. But thirdly, if you want to cross and you want to do both, and that's really where I think that we are the most impressive, we have that opportunity for you. We're going to show a video eventually here from Maggie, who you heard from earlier, that just shows what one of our truly academically focused students was able to do through going through a CTE focused class. And so we're very excited about these things. The other thing about CTE is that each course that you take is connected to an out of school club or course. For DECA, for example, we have the DECA state president attends Tanque Verde High School. There's leadership training for all students, internships that are available. Our ag and precision teacher is focusing on the 5 C's of our school, our state, sorry. And it's just amazing the amount of hands-on work that students are able to get in, the leadership opportunities, the community contributions, and we're really proud of the CTE coursework. Also, they're getting certified. So in years 2 and 3, there are tons of certifications that come out of Tanque Verde High School. It's part of the reason we're an A school. It's because our CTE teachers are incredible. And the very first or second slide Dr. Sislak showed talked about us being the most innovative school in the state. And it's true. One of the things that we are doing, as we mentioned, is our students are building buildings on our campus, permanent structures. We have a new adventure course that is not CTE, but it's part of our innovation where kids are learning about leave no trace activities out in the wilderness and survival. We have just thing after thing popping up where we have these incredible professionals that want to impact kids' lives in a really positive way and not do it in a singular path. Do it in the path that the students want and the students deserve. I do want to show you real quickly, right where it says excellent, Mr. Shingler, excellence, I'm sorry. We're going to show an example of something that comes out from a cross between an academic student, CTE student. Here we go.
This is being submitted to Coca-Cola, actually, as a potential new ad product.
So it's just an example of the incredible work on campus. If this was 100% Maggie Colombo and with some advice from her teacher, and then she took every one of those shots, looped the whole thing together, put the music to it, and was able to produce something like that. It was shown to some professionals within the city who are trying to get it in Coke's hands, but just a really cool opportunity and a really cool example of a variety of skills. I've worked in the city and in a couple of the other schools that are considered excellent, and they don't have what we have. They don't have these opportunities that are hands-on, that are of such a high level. And so really, really proud of our career and technical education and the opportunities. Again, 3 courses that 9th graders can take to get hands-on activity right from the get-go. So really exciting.
I think that's that where you keep emphasizing safe fails, having those opportunities, whether it's students learning about the genetically modified foods and growing hatch green chilies in our greenhouse and learning how to take those to market, to raising cattle. We have students with internships working at Bayer, at Rainbird, at these amazing firms that are prepared to hire these students. Our sports medicine students are working with some of the top surgeons in the city. We're really pleased that our students get to experience all of these things. I also now want to introduce, we have a huge fine arts program, and this is the newest member of our fine arts team. He's the director of our bands, Mr. Matt Harris.
Hey, y'all. So they brought me on to talk about our fine arts department, and we have a lot of big stuff going on right now. Like she said, I am one of the band directors here at Tinker Verde High School, and I'm over at Emily Gray. So I'm mainly going to be talking about band, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention some of our other departments. We have a fantastic theater program. Actually, next week, they're going to be putting on their first show of the year. It is called Dark Road. It's going to be next Monday and Tuesday. If y'all are curious, come check it out. It will be, I believe, at the high school. But yeah, it sounds phenomenal. The orchestra, we have practically doubled this year, our orchestra size. The orchestras are one of our newest ensemble groups. And I mean, it doubled this year. It will almost double next year. They are just seeing remarkable growth and growth in size and in quality. Those kiddos are playing some phenomenal music. Them as well as the choir, just growing and building every year. And our phenomenal visual arts team. I would want to tell you all these good things. Go check out TVHS art on Instagram. That tells you enough. They are just doing some wonderful things over there. But about the band, this is my first year teaching. The role I'm kind of calling it is the athletic band director. So I've been mainly in charge of the marching band and the basketball band and all those kind of fun stuff. And then the other director is Ben, who's in charge of the concert band. We wanted to play to each other's strengths, and we've just loved it. We've been thriving so far this year. Talk about some of our groups we've got going on. We have our jazz band. This group is, it's a jazz band. We play jazz. We've got a variety of gigs actually coming up in the near future. If you'd love to, I'd love to have you come join us next Wednesday at the Bear Canyon Gardens in Tinker Verde. We'll actually be doing a live set there, I believe at 6 o'clock. And then we actually have a student-led jazz club. Kiddos come in, I think it's every Friday afternoon, and they just meet and they play and they make music. Going on, we have our color guard program, which is just seeing a massive surge of support and interest. We have a brand new coach this year. This is the second coach this district has ever had, and he is just bringing in remarkable change and growth for all of our guard folk. We're just finished ordering a brand new set of equipment, and they are actually going to be attending, I believe it's 5 or 6 winter guard events this upcoming winter. So we're seeing remarkable growth. We're also going to be implementing a program at the middle school to kind of see some continued growth there. But my bread and butter, the marching this year had a phenomenal season. These kiddos worked so hard. It was my first year, like I said, teaching, and I said I want to make it a little harder myself. So I wrote our entire drill, all the formations and stuff, and we saw remarkable success. We only attended 3 competitions this season, but at 2 of them we placed first, and at the U of A Band Day we placed second out of 18. And for our category, we were actually beating 9 of the schools in the division above us. At one of the contests, we won the General Effect and Visual Awards, and the next one we won every award allotted. So general effect, visual, music, color guard, and percussion. Every element we won out. And then at the U of A Band Day, we won the visual and color guard categories. So it's the most caption awards we have ever won in a season. Not only that, but it's also just, in my opinion, the best product we've been able to put out, even with a smaller sized group. You can even see it just in our color guard program, just how it has shifted. If you're a numbers type person, I've got you. We ended the season with a 61.597. It's the highest the school has ever placed in October. And if you're not a numbers person, me neither, these kiddos went out and put a great show on. I'm just lost for words at how much work and effort these kids put in. Because for me, I've told the kids since day one, the numbers don't really matter to me. It is the product you put out and just the development of character. These kids are turning into such amazing adults. One of my favorite stories that I love to tell is we were leaving the field from the U of A band day, and we were passing the band who went on before us, and I had to go, as I say, corral kittens and get our band back in our lane to keep leaving, because these kids couldn't stop congratulating this other group on how well they did and just how wonderful their show was. At the U of A band day, like I said, we received second, and we cheered for ourselves, but we cheered for the school who beat us even more. These kiddos are just willing to just really accept who they are and where they're at, and just so excited to congratulate others on their success too. I cannot tell you how much I love these kids. They are awesome people, just through and through. And my favorite thing was with me coming in, we kind of thought it would be a little bit too much to go to state. So we actually chose not to go to state this year. Qualified, but just chose not to. And I told the kids this, and I was like, oh, they're probably going to be excited because they've got a shorter season, can maybe relax more. And these kids are bummed. And they're like, Mr. Harris, we want to compete. We want to show them what we've got. And I just know next year, we're just going to come back better than ever. Next year, we will be looking forward to hopefully attending at least one away game. That's apparently not common in our area. It's actually traveling. I'm trying to change that a little bit. And the marching band will also have brand new marching uniforms next year, which I am very excited about. I spent most of today getting that paperwork done. And so, yeah, we are very, very excited to have these brand new uniforms. Other programs we've got going on, we have the basket band, the Green Machine. So this is the basketball pep band program that I'll be heading. We'll be attending almost every home game for both the men's and women's teams. And we're just going to be loud and have fun. That is the goal. We are entering our concert season right now, and we are already seeing all the success and growth we had from the marching season bleed over into our concert band. These kids are just doing phenomenal right now. But we've got all the cylinders firing off at the same time, and we're just trying to make this the best and biggest program in the state, size of school or not, But yeah, and I will go ahead and throw this into the chat and leave my email. If there are any questions about the fine arts department, whether they be the band, orchestra, choir, even if I can't answer it, I'll get to the right people who can. Feel free to shoot me an email.
Thank you. Great. So we are nearing the end of our presentation. So I just want to make sure I summarize and give you some of the finer details. I think you've heard a lot about that it's just fun to be a Tanque Verde Hawk, that our students get to be involved with community, that we have an incredible staff that genuinely love these students. Our students are engaged on campus. We would dare say, so over 80% of our students are in a sport and or a fine art, and the rest are in clubs. And we really want to make sure that we have something for everybody. Every student, when they graduate, selects the staff member on this campus that they feel has made the biggest connection to them to hand them their diploma. And I think it's really telling that every student can have an adult on campus, at least one that they know is their rock, and that they will be in their corner and will help them with whatever they need. And ultimately, our students are college ready, whether it's through AP honors or our CTE programs. If you are not currently in our district, so students that are currently in our district, there's a different process for rolling over to come to Tanque Verde High School. If you are an out-of-district family, open enrollment did open on November 1st. We recommend that you get your application in soon. You can go to the Tanque Verde Unified School District website to open enroll. We did fill up last year. We did have a waiting list. We currently have a waiting list for this school year. All of those students will have to reapply for next school year. But what we found is that students that applied in the early bird open enrollment, that's November through January, we were able to get most of those students in. It's students that applied after that date that we were not unable to fill that need. We also have the opportunity to set up campus tours. I'm going to also drop in here, if you want to schedule a tour through my calendar, here's a direct link to my calendar and you can set up a tour. It's really important, despite all of the other events that we have on campus, we really recommend that you have a family tour on campus so that you can really see yourself, see your student on campus. We can visit specifically the programs that you're the most interested in and really get the vibe on our campus. And once you see all of these new enhancements and new projects on campus, I think you'll be really excited about those opportunities. Go ahead to the next slide. Our next steps. So we also recommend that you sign up for Step Up Day. So this is a student only event. And that link is in the flyer for you to sign up your student. So students will be on campus in the morning where they will get to experience tours, hands-on demonstrations and activities. They'll have a huge club, sport, and fine art club fair, we will have all kinds of information about different groups on campus. And this is really led by our student leaders. We have so much fun. This is our favorite day of the year to be able to show off our campus. And then we provide lunch for students who attend. So make sure to sign up for that, tour and apply for open enrollment if you have not done so already. So this is the end of our formal presentation. If you have questions that you want to ask of us this evening, please throw those in the chat. Otherwise, feel free to contact us. So my direct email, I'm going to throw that in the chat for you too. We can't wait to hear from you. We can't wait to show off our site. And we're really, really proud to welcome you here next year. Thank you. And I'll stick around for a little bit for any questions that you have. Otherwise, our presentation is ended. Thank you. If anybody has a prospective 7th grader, Emily Gray is having their new student meeting on next Monday. So we invite you, if you have a 7th grader that are interested in entering our amazing district, to contact Emily Gray, and they would be really excited to include you. I'm going to put their principal's email in the chat. So if you would like to email Principal Egan, this is her email, and then she can share her meeting with you.
Hi, Amy. I'm Principal Egan. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. Please also check the Tanque Verde Unified School District website, and there is a QR code to join our open enrollment meeting on Monday, November 14th at 6 p.m. There is a QR code. And thank you, Dr. Sislak, for sharing my email address. I also would love to give personalized tours.
Mm-hmm. And there's another question, Beth. Do you still have room for 7th graders for this school year?
Currently, right now, we are closed for open enrollment.
Okay.
But continue to reach out and I can see what I can do. Because that does change like on a regular basis.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. All right. We're going to sign off. It's so nice to meet everybody, and we look forward to meeting you soon. Take care.